Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are diving into something absolutely monumental. In this quick 7-minute explainer, we're unpacking Jim Collins' brilliant framework from Beyond Entrepreneurship 2.0. We are talking about how to architect a world-class, enduring institution. We're not looking at how to chase a quick profit or build some flash-in-the-pan startup that burns out in 2 years. No, we're figuring out how to build a generational company. Okay, let's dive into this. A successful business is usually characterized by rapid growth, immediate profits, and short-term thinking. And hey, there's absolutely nothing wrong with making money, right? But I want you to contrast that with a great company. This is an entirely different beast. This is all about long-term vision, a rock-solid culture, and literally being built to last. It requires a massive mindset shift from just chasing temporary financial wins to actually constructing an institution designed for permanent greatness. So to pull off this shift, we're going to walk through 5 essential phases of construction. 1. The foundation of greatness. 2. Leaders before strategy. 3. Confront reality with discipline. 4. Sustaining the vision. And finally, building beyond the founder. Let's get right into it. Phase 1. The foundation of greatness, building the bedrock. You know the old saying, you cannot build a skyscraper on a swamp, right? Well, success is temporary, greatness is built to last. Honestly, anyone can have a surprisingly good quarter. Anyone can catch a lucky break in an expanding market. But true greatness, that is a highly intentional, sustainable state of organizational excellence. It's about designing a company that doesn't just survive the test of time, but relentlessly thrives because of it. And what exactly is the core of that foundation? It's your core values. These are completely unchanging principles. Think about it. Your products, they're going to become obsolete eventually. Your go-to-market strategies, you'll definitely have to pivot those as technology evolves. But your core values act as your ultimate, resolute anchor during all that turbulence. They're the non-negotiable filter for who you hire, how you build your internal culture, and how you treat your customers. They simply do not change. Moving on to phase 2. Leaders before strategy. Who before what? We often kind of assume the secret to a great company is some genius, foolproof business plan. But the research actually shows a company's destiny is shaped far more by the character of its leadership. We're talking about deep humility, taking ultimate responsibility when things go wrong, thinking long-term, and putting the institution way ahead of personal fame. The truth is, your initial business strategy is probably flawed anyway. It's the unselfish, disciplined leader who navigates the ship through those early mistakes to eventually find the winning strategy. And that exact same leadership principle absolutely extends to the rest of the team. Before you decide where the company is going, before locking in the strategy, you've got to get the right people on the bus. You're looking for folks who explicitly share your core values, who learn at a ridiculously fast pace, who take deep ownership, and who collaborate seamlessly. Why is this so crucial? Because when you have a team with these specific traits, you literally do not have to micromanage them. The right team naturally solves complex business problems on their own. Which brings us to phase 3, confront reality with discipline. Because having an amazing team is pretty much useless if the organization lives in a fantasy world. Growth begins when you confront reality. Exceptional leaders never ever sweep problems under the rug. They possess the courage to accept difficult, brutal facts early on. But here's the absolute key. They do this while maintaining an unwavering optimism that they will ultimately prevail. You've got to stay fiercely realistic about the current mess, without ever losing faith in the endgame. So how do you execute on that reality? Through discipline, a system of consistency and accountability that completely replaces constant supervision. Now, we often think of discipline as restrictive or boring, but here we see this beautiful paradox. Rigorous, disciplined execution doesn't create a rigid, suffocating bureaucracy. It actually generates freedom. When your people are disciplined and accountable, you don't need to hover over them. And that independence is exactly what fuels massive, rapid growth. Okay, phase 4, sustaining the vision, thinking long-term. A short-term mindset operates in quarters, right? Furiously chasing quick wins and immediate profit maximization. It is a destructive, exhausting treadmill existence that will ultimately hollow out a company. Now, passionately contrast that with the long-term mindset. This operates in decades. Instead of squeezing out a quick buck today, your primary investments go incredibly deep into people, culture, innovation, and unwavering customer trust. That is the true, enduring power of prioritizing the long game.
But a crucial part of sustaining that long-term vision is realizing that complacency kills success. Great companies operate relentlessly on a cycle of continuous improvement. They review their mistakes honestly, they constantly refine their systems, and they aggressively learn from their competitors. Most importantly, they actively encourage employees to make decisions, and they proactively develop future leaders. You've got to empower your people to take initiative. Good companies might improve for a while, but truly great companies never, ever stop.
And finally, we reach phase 5, building beyond the founder, creating a legacy. A truly great leader builds an institution that thrives completely without them. Listen, if an organization collapses the exact moment the visionary founder steps away, it wasn't a great company. It was just a great personality. The ultimate success metric for a founder isn't your personal wealth, and it definitely isn't being viewed as some indispensable genius. It's institutionalizing the company's greatness so deeply into the culture, the systems, and the future leaders that it succeeds for generations after you're gone. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you building a business for today or an institution that will thrive without you? Every single day, your leadership choices, your hires, and your systems are answering that question. Are you just chasing the quick, fleeting win, or are you laying the bricks for a legacy that endures? The blueprint is in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, stay focused, and go build something that lasts.